Now that you've been in the business for a while with DAZN and streaming, now that PBC has joined Amazon Prime, what is your advice to them to be successful in their new endeavor? And do you think that they're going to be successful in their new endeavor? And if not, why?
I think they could promote a lot better. I think they make really good fights. I think they've got a nice brand. But I just wonder, who is actually promoting PBC? You're kind of reliant upon social media and your digital engines to promote, rather than, I know I talk a lot, but you really need someone out there actually promoting these fights. I hate seeing press conferences when it's someone who works for a TV company up at the presser asking questions rather than an actual promoter, and I don't do it because I've got a big ego, but it's not because I just want to hear my own voice, but that's my job, the showman, to say, right, this is what we got to, so I feel like they need to, without maybe the power of a bigger broadcaster like Fox or like Showtime, now they're going to be tested in that respect, because although Amazon's a big platform, I don't know how invested they're going to be in pushing that particular deal. I think it's a rev share deal, so when there is a pay-per-view event, I guess they will be, but on a consistent basis, I think it's going to be difficult to service all their fighters.
Was that the biggest problem they had over the last 5 or 6 years, is that they just didn't have enough big fights and perhaps too many pay-per-views?
No, it's just that the sport become too expensive.
Yep.
So fighters are, on the whole, drastically overpaid. And I think overpaid sounds like a harsh word in boxing because it's such a tough sport. But the reality is the commercial value of a fighter is not being respected by us normally. We're just competing against everyone. How much does he want? Oh, I get, And the reality is you do a pay-per-view, or you look at the viewership, or you look at the ticket sales, and the numbers don't make sense. It's like people like Teofimo Lopez. What an incredible fighter. Wants 10 million a fight. How? They don't look at the numbers and go, oh, I understand. They go, I don't care what that says. That's what I want. So, but I think we've got to focus more on just making great fights rather than trying to keep a fighter. Because what happens is a fighter becomes so expensive, they'll take the right money for a shit fight. So you end up spending a load of money on a shit fight rather than maybe getting another fighter and actually making a great fight for the same amount of money. Tell you a fight I like at the moment, Subriel Matias, right? 140-pound IBF champion.
Yep.
He'll fight anyone. And at the moment, he wants a lot of money, but it's enough money to watch that guy go in. He's a beast.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Killer.
And you pay up. Say you're making a fight for $2.5 million for Teofimo Lopez, or $3 million for Teofimo Lopez against some guy you've never ever heard of, and you put that on TV, or make Matias against another great fighter in a war. That's what we got to focus on more, not just pandering to fighters who have a deluded perception of their commercial value, but overpaying fighters to be in wars. I think that's what we need to do.
Eddie, you mentioned